Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome to another bonus episode of Let's Play Super Mario Galaxy. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the two characters that you can play as. Now, throughout the playthrough I did mention that when you beat the game with 100%, collect all 120 stars, you unlock Luigi. I never actually showed Luigi. I did mention how he worked, but once you beat the game with Mario with 120 stars, you get this screen.
Super Luigi Galaxy!
Once you beat the game, you get booted back to the main menu, and once you see that Luigi's unlocked, simply you go to your save file, and then you see this button right here that has a Mario and Luigi face. You just press that, and now we can go ahead and play as Luigi. So let's go ahead and start a new file here. We skip all the opening intro stuff because, well, we're not Mario, so we're not attending the Star Festival. We don't really have any letter from Peach. We're just thrown straight into it right on this beginning planet. Although with Luigi, it's kind of weird. It's like, wait, how did I get here? What happened to me again? He's just really thrown right into this, but it pretty much picks up in the exact same place that Mario's game would. Luigi's control is very similar to Mario. He can jump higher than Mario could, so he can get to higher places easier. And also his traction, not so good. Whenever you're playing with Luigi, he slides around like he would in the older games. So because of that, you're going to have a hard time trying to keep yourself steady. A lot of people like to, when they're about ready to stop, just jump like this. That's a good idea. Me personally, I don't really mind his slipperiness. The only real times I find the Luigi's slippery control really be that problematic is really just in those areas where you're doing some platforming that you kind of want to stop on a dime. It doesn't happen all the time in Mario Galaxy, but when you want something like that, then yeah, the slippery control does get pretty annoying. But Luigi, for the most part, plays out the exact same way as Mario would. There is certain dialogue here and there that's changed, but essentially you're just playing the game again, now with Luigi. That's the biggest difference when you unlock Luigi, which is why I never really felt the need of doing a second playthrough or going ahead and just showing off any levels with Luigi, because really, it's the same exact thing. But the problem is with the original Mario Galaxy here, Mario Galaxy 2 actually kind of fixes this issue I have. In Super Mario Galaxy, you play through the entire game as Mario or through the entire game as Luigi. You can't swap in between each level with the character, so if I wanted to play one level with Mario, then the next one with Luigi, I don't really have that option. But in Mario Galaxy 2, they do fix this where you can interchange the characters throughout the gameplay, so I can get back to the hub and I can say, okay, I don't want to play at Mario anymore, I play as Luigi once I unlock him, and I can do that. Otherwise, I would just go and play the level with the character, and if Luigi's sitting there saying, hey, I want to actually play this level, will you let me? Then, there you go. I just swap to Luigi. I'm glad they fixed this issue in the second game because that makes things a little bit easier on the player if they just want to swap characters. Alright, but now that we caught the bunnies, we're actually going to go ahead and jump levels here because I want to show off some other stuff that's been changed between the Mario gameplay and the Luigi gameplay, so I'm going to go ahead and swap files real quick, and with that, I'll see you guys in just a moment. Alright, now that we swapped files, I want to go ahead and head over to the kitchen here because there's one level I really do want to show off with Luigi to show one of the biggest differences in gameplay. Specifically, how they handle the cutscenes and such. Because the way they handle dialogue and certain characters in the game, honestly, it's a little weird. So I want to go ahead and head into Ghostly Galaxy. And throughout your time playing with Luigi, you'll be noticing dialogue changes, and you'll also be noticing mission names change. Like, for example, say the first star in Honey High Galaxy, it said B Mario takes flight. Well, instead it'll say B Luigi takes flight. Little minor things like that. But here we have a Luigi mission where we're hunting down Luigi. But the name hasn't changed. It says Luigi in the Haunted Mansion still. Well, it's not just they didn't forget to change the name. You'll see once we get there more. But in the beginning cutscene, you also see Luigi. Thing is about Luigi is they never ever change him out. They never make that Mario anything when you're playing as Luigi. So you pretty much have two Luigis in the same exact game. That's a paradox on its own when you really think about it, because that doesn't make any sense. Why is there two Luigis? There should only be one Luigi. And the funny thing is, the dialogue even mentions something about that. So once we find Luigi, we will be seeing what I'm talking about here. But I have to go ahead and collect all these star chips here real quick, so now that I got that little explanation out of the way, I'm just going to go ahead and cut to when we actually get to where Luigi is, because I don't want to be on this part for too long, so I'll see you guys in just a moment. Alright, here we are. We made it to where Luigi is, so now once we go and confront him, he'll be saying something different. Oh my! Are you... me? Well, I guess there's enough people in the universe for one person to look like me. Anyways, found a power star. Let's take it back. So as you can see, his dialogue was changed to actually poke fun at the fact that they're keeping two Luigis in the story. It's really weird, and especially when you go look at that window, he even cries for Mario. So when you really think about it, the Luigi mode of Super Mario Galaxy kind of feels a little lazy because they don't bother changing too much, but they're actually poking fun at it too. So it's not just they didn't want to really change anything, but they're also poking fun at it, saying, we didn't really change anything here, but let's go ahead and have it where we don't need to, and just because we're in galaxies now, we're going across space, let's just use the whole entire idea of space-time continuum kind of screwing with things, and it's weird when you really think about it. It's a really weird joke they poke fun at themselves with, and I do like how they just at least mention it, but it still doesn't make that much sense. Well, I want to go ahead and show off one more quick thing here with Luigi. And I want to also demonstrate another thing that this game has, which you're really not paying that much attention to, so we'll go ahead and do the Luigi mission here in Honey Hat Galaxy. And I'll just go ahead and just skip past the opening intro. But this game actually has a two-player mode. Now, mind you, this two-player mode isn't really all that spectacular. In fact, there's not that much to it. In fact, I'm going to demonstrate with DM. As you can see, when you're playing the game by yourself, you just have your blue cursor, it doesn't really say anything. The second you activate a second Wiimote, it says P1. That's because you can use a second player's Wiimote to just act as a second pointer. That's about it. It's nothing really that special, pretty much it's just there to help you collect more star bits. You can just go ahead and collect more star bits really easily. You also have this little ability here which will kind of help you out with, you can also shoot out star bits, but you have a little ability that can, if I can get to an enemy, I can go ahead and demonstrate this here real quick. There we go, we got this guy down here. So, I'm going to demonstrate on this piranha plant. If you go ahead and press the A button on an enemy, it'll just hold them in place, which doesn't really do much, just kind of freezes them there so you can go ahead and attack as Luigi. So I can go ahead and hold that enemy in place, and then just run up to him and collect the star bits with player 2. But that's pretty much all the player 2 mode's used for. It's nothing really that spectacular. But I figured, you know what, let's just go ahead and show that off real quick, because I never actually showed that. But really, I don't play this game with 2 players, I only just play with 1. And if I played with a second person, it wouldn't really be that useful. And I'm also doing a little trick here, where if you do your little spin attack on the way up a slope, you can actually go up the slope still and just regain your balance. You won't be falling down or anything or slipping off, so it's pretty useful for just kind of skipping up the level. I mean, right here I'd be getting the B suit if I really needed to get up here, but you know what, I don't really need it. I could just jump up myself and climb up the slope with just flinging the Wiimote. But as you see, the dialogue still here is changed for Luigi talking to Luigi. So he says, "Oh, hey me," instead of, "Oh, hey Mario." But that's about it. There's really not much I can show in terms of gameplay differences, because the gameplay itself is exactly the same, besides Luigi's controls being changed here and there. Everything else plays the exact same way. You get the stars in the same way, the powers work the exact same as they did with Mario. nothing really is overall that different. If you go ahead and collect all 120 power stars with Luigi and beat Bowser twice, I already showed it off in the Let's Play itself where you unlock the final level, which gives you the 121st star in the game. But that's pretty much it. Everything else now at this point has been shown. You can see Luigi with Luigi in the hub. One thing you will notice just staring at both Luigis next to each other is the one you play as is a little bit brighter colored than the one that you meet in levels, which is kind of weird to see. I'm not exactly sure if that was intentional or if it's lighting that's different. I'm not exactly sure. But it's pretty interesting just to see the comparisons. But that's pretty much it. There's nothing else here I can show. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this little bonus episode. Thanks for making 3 years of Let's Plays so much fun to do. And here's hoping to even more. So with that, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.